Welcome back to another video from the Debate Room Podcast. We are with you right after game 2 of the Western Conference Finals as Shea drops 38 points to lead the Thunder to a game 2 win in a commanding 2-0 lead over the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think the Thunder really controlled that game from start to finish. The threes were not falling, and yet they were still up 8 at halftime. They were like 4 for 23 at halftime from 3 and up 8. They did a really good job doing everything. I mean, what didn't they do a good job of, honestly, tonight?
I agree.
I want to say I don't think that the Timberwolves played that poorly, to be honest. They got quality looks. Ant got to the rim after his 3-point shot wasn't falling. They got a lot of shots, a lot of quality shots in the corner. Some of them they didn't make. I think we're shooting like 37% from the field.
And it was 1 for 9 from 3.
Mm-hmm.
As a team, they were 11 for 39 for 28%. So again, it's been
they were at 37% in the first half, and then they missed
28.
Like they went 1 for 11 in the second half.
I mean, the Thunder shot 27, but they found other ways to score, I guess.
I think the Timberwolves are just outmatched in this series. They are. They're just playing a better team, and they haven't got much from Julius Randle outside of that first half of game 1, and in the second half of game 2, and in this game he was pretty bad. Rudy has given them nothing, like literally nothing. Both of those players were benched down the stretch of this game. Mike Conley has given them absolutely nothing. Their bench was bad in game 1. They stepped up in game 2 tonight. Dante knocked down shots. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was great, but they are just facing a better team. Max, I want to ask you, after game 2, you're a Thunder fan, obviously. For those who are tuning in that didn't know that, what are your thoughts on this game? How are you feeling after going up 2-0 in the series?
I feel good, but not like comfortable yet. Like I want to get one more, obviously, in Minnesota, and I feel a lot better. I've been talking about it with some friends, but like I think it's funny how like a 2-0 series lead, I think nowadays seems so much bigger than what it should be. I feel like a lot of times we see teams split the first 2 games, but to come out winning both games on home court, I don't know the stats behind it. I just feel like mentally looks a lot bigger than what it actually is sometimes. You're supposed to win your 2 games. They're supposed to win their next 2 games. But I feel really good with how this team's been playing. I think at times they've scared me, but they've just shown a willingness to win. However, being up, being down, with Shea playing well, with J-Dub, with Chet playing well, with any of them playing bad, with help from the bench, with no help from the bench. Tonight was good. It was led by our 3 stars. Our 3 stars had good games. They shot the basketball well. They played defense. They were out in transition. And our supplemental pieces, the Aaron Wiggins, the Carusos, the Kaysen had 2, Isaiah Joes, they didn't show up as much, which again is fine. The 3-point shooting help, whatever, the spark plugs off the bench weren't there as much, but our stars were balling, so it was fine. J-Dub had a great game. Chet had a great game. Shea had a great game. And I mean, that's great to see. Like, I think how many they have combined? They had, I got it. What's that? They had a combined 86 out of our 118. Yeah, like iHeart played fine, had 3 shots or made 3 shots. Lou Dort made 3 shots. Caruso made 4 shots. Like besides that, I think only 7 players made a basket on our team. Kenrich didn't make one. Isaiah Joe didn't make one. Aaron Wiggins didn't make one. Like again, I think there's some of those times, some of those games when we have Chet, Shea, J-Dub not shooting the ball well, and Aaron Wiggins 3, Kaysen Wallace drive, a Lou Dort 3 is sometimes all you need to kind of separate the teams a little bit more and kind of give your player another chance, give your star player another chance to take a break. But we didn't need that tonight. And defensively, again, I thought we looked really good. We've been a second half team, it seems like, in this series so far. In the second half, especially in the third quarter of this game, just blew out the lead. They cut back a little bit in the fourth, which wasn't great. But both times in the second half, I think there were shaky points. I know you're saying leading the whole first quarter or the whole first half. Or sorry, for this, led the whole game. But the first half, both games, there have been times where like get a little nervous, game gets a little close. The second half, whatever halftime adjustments Dagnall's putting in, whatever the team's getting said, whatever they're saying in the locker rooms, um, some flip seems to be switched, and all of a sudden they turn into this well-oiled machine who's ready to come out and takes that next jump to extend the lead. So, as a fan, it's been great to watch. Again, when shots aren't falling, they're finding ways to get buckets, to get to the line, to score the basketball. And yeah, I mean, defensively, really, I feel like nothing's changed. You said earlier, Caruso didn't have a great night defensively. Fine, so it's J Dub's night, or it's Kaysen's night, or it's Lou Dort's night, and yeah, that next man up mentality that they kind of have right now is great.
The Thunder, so they're up 2-0 now, obviously. I don't think it's impossible for the Wolves to win a series, but
Not
it's
at all.
very,
Not
very,
at
very,
all.
very,
Not at all.
very.
It's not impossible. I think winning 4 out of the next 5 is, or 4 out of the next 6.
4 out of the next 5.
4 out of the next 5.
Yeah,
That's tough. Super tough, especially when 2 of those games are going to be in OKC, right? Super, super tough. But not out of the question. Not out of the question in the slightest.
I think it's very, 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 very unlikely. It's very unlikely. Because I don't think OKC has even reached the level that they can yet. They've played
In
well.
the series or in the playoffs?
They have not reached the level that they can play at in the series yet. They've been great in these first 2 games, but it's still room for improvement. Like they still aren't making as many threes as they can as we saw in the regular season. Some of their shooters, I think, are what we would classify as like fake or whatever, but they haven't shot well in these playoffs, and yet they still dominating the series. Tonight they shot 33% from 3, yet they scored 120. They scored 122 points. They scored 122 points per 100 possessions in this game, and they shot 33% from 3. So there is still a level that they can reach if they just knock down a few more threes. Obviously, their defense has been amazing. We knew that it was going to be amazing. I just don't think you can beat this team if a guard is your best player. That's why the Denver Nuggets gave them so much trouble, because Jokic is a mismatch for every single one, and he was able to create so many open looks and open shots for the Nuggets. And honestly, I got to give a lot of credit to David Adelman, who implemented a really good defensive system despite not having nearly as good of defensive personnel as the Timberwolves do. And he was able to implement a really good defensive system for the team. You crowd Shea, you send him multiple bodies, you play in the gaps heavily. The Timberwolves haven't done that. They have left Jaden McDaniels basically on an island for the most part. They showed some zones, which at times gave the Thunder struggles, but they have left Jaden McDaniels on an island basically in a series to die, and he has died in a series. SGA is doing whatever he wants with him. Literally. In game 1, he played some decent defense in the first half. Second half,
I'm saying that shove at the end was just pure frustration of 2 games of literally just getting scored on the entire game. Like,
since the second half of that first game, SGA.
Yeah, it's fair. The first half was very bad. Was he 2 for 11 going into halftime?
It wasn't just all Jay. It wasn't just all Jaden McDaniels though. It was all great team defense on.
I'm just saying in general, Shea. I'm taking defender out of it. I'm just saying Shea himself, yes, for the last 3 quarters has been the MVP we've been talking about.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is so focused on this foul baiting narrative and flopping and foul baiting and him getting all these calls that they aren't realizing we're watching one of the greatest players in his prime right now. Like, obviously he has to continue to do it year after year after year, but this is a all-time great peak we're watching right now. As far, especially as a guard, there are not too many guards that have reached this level that SGA is at right now. And people can't see it. They're so blinded by seeing it because they're so worried about how many free throw attempts he has got in a game. Like, okay, cool. Like, that's just, I don't know.
Who was on the call today? Mike Brainy, who else was on the call?
It was Doris Burke and Richard Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson made the comment about this team in general. One, unrelated topic. The way Shea moves, the way he gets to his spots, I think is super interesting because he looks so like lazy, but it's like so calm the way he can just get to his spots. It's like really a lot of people make these hard cuts and you pull up and everything's super sharp. Shea just seems so fluid and like calm about everything, which I think is again he gets made fun of for whatever nonchalant, but like the way he can just get to his spots is crazy. But Richard Jefferson made a comment that this team defense, and I think Shea is also having a historical year, but the team defense and the overall effort that the Thunder are putting out on a night in, night out basis, I think is also generational. Like, I don't think we've seen this kind of attack in a long, long time. I know the numbers back it up as an historic offense, historic defense that are putting out. But again, for Richard Jefferson to make that comment, he's on TV, I understand. But I agree. I've like rarely ever seen a team of five guys who are everyone's hustling the ball every play. The team defense is so suffocating that teams say it's like teams will say there are like six players on the court when the Thunder play defense on them. Again, cutting to the paint, helping out double teams, closing out on shooters. Like everything seems to be suffocated, even when guys are open. And I think that's also something that I will look forward to the rest of this playoffs, but into the future, like other team defenses who can adapt this kind of mentality that the Thunder have right now.
Yeah, I just think that the conversation has been centered around SGA drawing fouls and is what he's doing ethical.
Takes away from it.
And it's not been focused enough on how great of a player SGA is and how great of a team the Thunder are. We're witnessing one of the greatest teams in NBA history with an all-time great defense and an all-time great offensive superstar. And the narrative is talked about his free throw shooting. Like, that's where NBA discourse is at right now. And that we're so negative and so bored with the Thunder's greatness that the narrative is free throw shooting. And I don't know, man. It's nasty.
People love to hate. People love to hate. I get it.
And then I see the people talking about, oh, when are we going to be honest about this Minnesota team? Like, Minnesota's a really good team. It's just levels to this. And Max, and this is why I wanted, and this is why I expected the Thunder to walk through the playoffs. And this is why I expected the Thunder to win the championship this year. And this is why I empowered you to say, we're going to win it. Like this team is amazing.
What do you mean when you said we got to have a serious conversation about the Timberwolves team? Like people are saying they're bad.
Yeah, saying like they're not good.
This team is not bad at all. This team walked through LA. This team walked through Golden State. Granted, they were injured, but for a reason. Like this team is a good basketball team, and I think they'll figure that out in Game 3 and Game 4 in their home. They have the wing defenders. They have the star power. They have the defense. Like they have pieces. Again, I think OKC is built better. I think they have 2 7-foot bigs, which again helps. I think they have great wing defenders. They have good scoring. Like, don't get me wrong, this OKC team is very, very good, and I know that. But Minnesota is also a good team, and to think this series is over is crazy. To think that this Minnesota team doesn't just
no, to think the series is over is not crazy. This series,
I can't I can't mentally put that ahead of myself. There's 2 games left. I get it, but
I know you're trying to do a conservative, humble thing, but let's look up what are NBA teams' records when they go up 2-0.
But going home, they're going home.
How many when teams go up 2-0, they are 431 and 34, Max. It is a very, very large probability that you guys are winning the series.
Understand. I'm saying more the home and away thing. Because again, mentality wise, how the series works, and I get it, it's not linear, but you're supposed
in the conference finals, when teams go up 2-0, they are 60-6.
Fine. All I'm saying is you win your 2 at home, you win your 2 at home, you win your game at home, you win your game. Like this is how it's supposed to work. And I get it. It's not like all linear. I understand. Indiana just won in New York last night. But like I will not get too ahead of myself because if Minnesota wins 1 game, then it's just a 1-game split. So again, I'm not gonna think about it too much. My question to that would be how many of those went to 2-2? Not how many were sweet, how many got 1, how many went to 2-2 and they won it in 7 or 6.
58 of them went to 7 games. 88
so
of them.
So you had 66. You had 66 times that a team was down 2-0.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, in the best of 7 series,
58 of them. 58 of them.
No, well,
Wait,
this 66 was the conference finals, Max.
thank you.
In general, 58 times they went to 7 games, and the team that was up 2-0 won 44 out of 58. 88 times they finished in 16 games. I mean, 6 games. They were 74-14, and
Right.
then 114 times, which is the most common one. They're one. Well, 114 times they went 5 games.
Like, yeah, I'm
Um,
not gonna lie. If we win game 3 or 4, I feel really, really good that we're gonna take it out in 5. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that that's not gonna happen, but we got to win game 3 or 4 first. So
yeah. Shout out to J Dub too. He was really good tonight, and he was really good in the non SGA minutes as well. He was getting to his shots in the mid range. He was getting to shots in mid range. He played with really good pace. Sometimes J Dubs can get sped up at times, and today he played a really good pace. He used his strength more. He played like with his back to basket more. He got out in transition. Chet was also great tonight. This is one of his best games of the playoffs as far as like
for sure,
scoring in the paint
for sure.
and using his size and length to actually score in the paint. He was ultra aggressive tonight. So this is like probably the best game from all three of the Thunder, like collectively, with that big three of the NBA playoffs. I think Anthony Edwards was good in the first half. He was creating, getting downhill and creating open shots for his teammates. They were knocking him down as much as they needed to, but he was creating. And then I think in that third quarter, he just went ghost for a second. And then at the end of it, the third quarter, heading into the fourth, he scored like 7 quick points and got back going. Ultimately, the Timberwolves just need more from Randall. He in the first game, I think he was just hitting his threes. He shot 5, 6, and 3. And then in the third quarter again, he disappeared. I think the Thunder's ball pressure is really bothering Randall, and he also hasn't been able to get like that many post touches because the Thunder are denying the ball to him, and they're really special with that. Like their ball denial is probably all time great.
It's active
And
hands. Active hands. That's the word of this playoffs for the Thunder team has been active hands.
yeah, the defense of the Thunder has just been insane. They've been physical. They've been active. They don't. There's no resting with them. There's no resting with them. I think that the Timberwolves created really quality shots in the first half, and shot 37% from three. And then in that second half, they just couldn't get any going. They started turning the ball over, and OKC started to capitalize off that. They need more from Randall. They need a lot more. They need more from Anthony Edwards too as well. I mean, he wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. They need more from. They definitely need more from Naz Reid, who hasn't played well in this series. They need more from Rudy. Like you have to give him something. Need more from Randall. I keep saying that I'm missing somebody. Need more from Conley. I already said Gobert.
I
I
mean,
think they
again,
also need to change their philosophy. They need to send more bodies at Shea. They've been allow him too much freedom in the series. I think they've been trying to trust that they have a all NBA level defender in Jaden McDaniels, but this is an MVP level player we're talking about. You don't want to leave him one on one with anyone. Literally, they need to try to do more of what the Denver Nuggets did. It's like they almost didn't watch that series. Like you need to send bodies at him, send late help at him, play strong gap, play more zone. Like they need to mix it up and match it up, and they probably will in Game 3. And I think they'll get more calls a little bit in Game 3 now that they're at home. So we'll see how that goes. But for me, I feel like this series is over. It only been 2 games, but it's very very hard to come back down from 2-0. But I think all in all, the Timberwolves overachieved this year relative to their expectations after losing Cat. A great trade. Well, it was a pretty good trade. Obviously, now that Julius Randle has had a career year in the playoffs this year.
yeah, let's not again. I'm not. You can say what you want. I'm still
Bro,
like, let's not jinx
hey,
it. Let's
maybe
talk
it'll come back
deep.
and bite me. Maybe it'll come back and bite me, but I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
you're the
Like,
one's got money on this. I just have
I know I
pride and
don't have
heart.
money. I
Bet
want
with
money.
you.
Oh wait! Wow!
Bet with you.
I forgot about that.
You bet with you.
Yo, what?
You bet with you.
You just, bro. I literally forgot about that. I forgot.
He even changed it to Minnesota in 6. I remember that one.
Oh my! Wow. You just reminded me because I forgot about that bet. I'm about to text you and say, do you want to? You want to? Do you want to?
He changed his bet to OKC too, or he changed his pick to
Yeah,
OKC too.
I forgot about that too. He changed his pick after one game. Wow, he bet me 50 on that. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's insane. Oh man, I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
you still got some stake in the game. Sorry, Q, but sorry about reminding, but I had to bring it back up.
No, I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't have money on this series. Let's go, Thunder. Let's go, man. Shea Vontae, Asian.
I thought you remembered. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Kaysen, this playoff run, Kaysen's convinced me like, yeah, he can take in that second role. He can hop in the starting lineup as soon
He
as he
needs
wants.
to. Dort. I mean, I don't. Y'all win a championship. They're not gonna move off anybody.
No, so I was thinking about this. I do want to win it now with this team, just so then the moves become a little less whatever later down the line, right? Because if you win a ring with all these guys on the team, subconsciously, like, yeah, you want a ring with them, but you feel okay to move them now instead of like there is no sacrificial Marcus Smart lamb to where you have to go trade this guy to go get a ring. Like, I just want to win the ring with this team, and then whatever other moves down the line are made for the future of the team, and that's it.
Yeah, they probably won't really like improve that much on the margin, especially if they win a championship. Knowing Sam Presti and how patient he is.
I don't know. I think something's gonna get. There is definitely the big question for me is Nikola Topic. Nikola Topic is the diamond in the rough, is the question mark of all question marks for me on this team. He could either really work out or he could play for a little bit and hopefully be semi-promising, and you could flip him and some more picks for another viable bench role.
That gets
Experience.
expensive though. Like it's expensive. Like those guys are going to be expensive.
But if you move Lou Dort, then you have cap. You have cap space. If you move like a guy like Lou Dort or whatever.
Well, I don't see the need at this point.
I get it.
You guys want to go back to back, then you know improve on the margins. I guess maybe they could make a power move and not get like complacent after winning the championship. It just that would be smart. But if y'all win the championship, like the fans are gonna be so mad. Lou Dort is a you know it. Okay, he's an OKC like.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the city loves him. The city loves him. The team loves him. Yes, Lou Dort is well loved.
You're not from OKC, which is crazy.
I'm not saying I am. I'm just saying it's obvious. Whenever Lou touches the ball, the entire stadium goes Lou. Like everyone, like that's like one of the only players that like besides Shea gets his MVP chance. Like Lou Dort is loved. Lou Dort is well loved. Q made the comment that this could be like easiest walk to the finals for Shea. Like could be. Am I weird to be like let's say they win this? Am I weird to be still scared of New York?
You shouldn't be scared of any team in NBA. I think you guys much rather see New York than Indiana. I'm just gonna say that.
I think we match up with Indiana so well.
Well, you match up with every team,
and I just think New York's bigger. And I don't think we have as many big guys as far as Kaysen, Lou, Caruso.
I think the Pacers offense is more suitable for you guys to. I think the Pacers are a much more dangerous offense. Because with their 5-out system, the way they move the ball quickly, the best way to beat you guys is to move the ball to get corner threes that you can actually make.
But it's also
a more dangerous offense.
It's also, like you said earlier, it's also size, right? So I think, like, again, I'm not terrified of Cat's post game. Like, I think Cat can hit a couple faders, but I honestly think that Chet and iHeart can defend that pretty well. But still, they have better bigs than what Indiana's bringing. I'm not worried about Thomas Bryant and Miles Turner. Love Miles Turner, though. I'm telling you, man, I would love an Indiana OKC finals. I would love those two teams to be in the final together.
That's going to do it for our recap of Game 2. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the video, and we are out.